is a Bramble Jam podcast.
I gotta do this.
Yeah, we got it.
Oh wait,
Anyway,
hey, it's Wednesday. It's the 27th of January. Take today off.
Hey! Oh, I see you. Yo, no. Get back there. Oh, boy. So what you don't know and what you can't see even on the YouTubes is that we were back in the studio finally on the 20th. But as extra precaution, our studio audience did not get here until the 27th. They're back behind the plexiglass, socially distanced. So good to see you guys. We do a Q&A before every show at 4:30.
We really get to know them.
And the Q&A is with them. That's right. We ask them questions. They have to answer.
right.
That's the Q&A. It's not a Q&A for us. We ask the audience Q's. They have to A.
That's exactly
that's
right.
how that works.
There's a whole four of them today back there. Again, it's very early.
It's early.
So, I mean,
It's early in the morning.
I'm always surprised we get any.
Yeah,
But
sometimes there's a line out the door. We get here
Yes.
and we're like, man, why are there people? But when it gets cold out.
But we have a serious. We do the rapid test.
We do a rapid test. Yeah.
So
We
even though
tip
they're
the
behind,
door.
we care. We want.
Yeah. We wanted them to be safe. They're all in masks. We don't even allow gators. No
Like the
gators.
animal?
No. Like the thing that you wear around your
University.
neck. No, not the Florida.
If you're from the Florida University.
You said university and you did this.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Take the Day Off. I am your host with the most.
How dare you? How
Brand.
dare you?
And this is the other host.
I mean, yesterday you said
This is the other host.
Rob Thomas, and today you say you're the host.
I am the host.
with the most.
But I'm not the only host.
Good gosh. It stings, man. It's a shame we signed a blood oath to do this till we die.
And please welcome my guest, Dan. Dan, how are you, pal?
Doing great.
Doing good. You got anything to promote today?
No. Just 32-degree cool T-shirts. They're $6 each online. No
I was
code.
thinking like a movie or something.
No.
No.
Just here. Follow me on the Twitters.
Follow you on the Twitter.
Yeah.
You're in the new Denzel movie.
Oh, The Little Things. It's The Little Things.
You're in The Little Things?
I am.
You didn't want to talk about
I
that?
didn't want to talk about that. No. It was not a great experience.
Your role is very...
Jared Leto, weirder than you think he is.
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think it's possible.
He leaves you whisper notes in your trailer. Now, what is a whisper note? I don't know if we have time, but it's very creepy.
So I once talked to a guy. He was the lead singer of a band. I don't remember the name of the band, but they were playing Warped Tour, and his band 30 Seconds to Mars was playing.
Yeah.
And this guy, he was in another band, and everybody's like cheering, going nuts. And he, like, in a very silent moment, for some reason, just decided to go, boo! And Jared came up after the fact and was like, what's your problem, man?
Wow.
It was like very upset with him.
Whoa.
Years later, saw him again on the streets. Jared remembered him.
Are
And
you
was like, you're the
kidding
guy
me?
who booed. That's
Are
the
you
type of guy Jared
serious?
is. Yeah.
Man. Whisper notes, though.
it's a good one. The little things comes out.
The Little
this
Things,
week.
29th.
Yeah,
That's
this
right.
weekend. Thank you. We got a clip.
We do not. We do not have a clip.
We'll roll it.
Roll it later.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bramble Jam Plus is waiting for you.
it is.
I talked to it yesterday. I said, "Are you still good to wait a little bit longer on Janice?" And
If there is someone out there named Janice that is listening and hasn't signed up yet, this is your sign right here.
That's exactly right. So Bramble Jam Plus said he was willing to wait. So
Here's your sign.
here's your sign. Janice.
How dumb was that bit? Here's your sign by Bill Engvall. Like, he desperately wanted to be You Might Be a Redneck.
I don't remember that.
You don't even know the bit.
I don't even know the bit.
Basically, it's just here's your sign that you're stupid, from what I understand. Like, it would just be, he was the kind of the warm up for Jeff Foxworthy. And Jeff Foxworthy had If You Might Be a Redneck. And Bill Engvall's bit was like if you were just stupid, like if you'd said, like sometimes in the Hallmark movies they'd be like, does the wagon work? And it's got all four wheels or something. And he'd wait and he'd say, no, it doesn't work. It's just got four wheels, blah, blah, blah. Here's your sign. It's a real bit. I'm not making it up. Here's your sign.
I don't like that bit.
It's a terrible bit.
You know what bit I do like? Wear your pearls.
Wear your pearls. No, wear your pearls never gets old.
Never gets old. Who was
Name
that
me
again?
the woman that came up with wear
I
your
want
pearls.
you to name.
No. I already told you the history. If you weren't listening, that's on you.
No, I was listening. I forgot.
Yeah.
I want to know if you remember the history.
But Belinda Reynolds.
Belinda Reynolds.
Yeah.
Someone
Wear
fact
your
check
pearls.
that, please. Very exciting day today, everybody. It's going to be another one of those days where you're like, how do I take off work for this? Because it sounds like it's work related. Well, we got an answer for you. It is Punch the Clock Day, everyone.
It's Punch the Clock.
Punch the Clock Day. So you might be wondering to yourself,
is tough
how
sledding.
do I take the day off when I'm supposed to be punching the clock on Punch the Clock Day? We're going to get to that in just a second. But first, Dan, I punched a literal clock yesterday.
Did you?
Yes. I said, and then I pulled out its guts, you
Yeah,
know,
all
like
the
the
inner
gears and
workings, the
whatnot.
gears,
And there was
yeah.
a little piece of paper inside of there that
Really?
said Dan knows about Punch the Clock Day.
Really?
Do you?
Ahoy, matey. That.
Ahoy.
Ahoy, matey. Famous pirate, Buckstrap
That
Jim.
pirate sounded a little like Rig.
Ahoy, matey. No, not at all. Are you kidding me?
You do a good little Rig voice, though.
I do a little.
Give me
I
a
can-
Rig.
Well, 4 for 2.
Oh, not
Yeah,
bad.
it's not bad. I'm getting there. I'm working on it. Rig is kind of inimitable, though.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is you try, and you never can quite get it. He's squirrely.
What about me?
Oh, Trace, I mean, come on. I would never try to do yours.
Do it.
We got clap.
Not bad.
Oh, thank you.
God bless.
God bless. But what did I say? Buckshot Jim? Is that what I said his name was? Buckshot
think
Jim,
so.
Who sailed the high seas in the 1700s, hated time. He believed time was the ultimate social construct. He believed it wasn't real, it didn't exist, and people that tried to put a measurement on time were who we really should be stealing from. And so what he would do is he would, on the high seas, they would get another ship, they would invade the ship, and they would take all the clocks off of the ship, because, you know, ships were known for having those clocks, and they would punch all the clocks. And Buckeye Jim was lore. He was a legend. Buckshot Jim or Buckeye, I don't remember. There was a lore of him punching clocks, and then when, you know, time wins, the social contract wins, and people have to tell time, they started using that phrase, punch the clock, as their way of punching in and out of work. Back to you, Brian.
Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work.
Wear your pearls.
Thomas Edison said that.
Oh.
And I think what he's getting at there, old Tommy, is today is a day to celebrate the worker.
Yeah,
The people who go in day after day and punch that clock.
that's right.
Is their jobs, do they have worth? No, we talked about that earlier this week.
It's a hot take.
The people out there that go and they grind and they day after day, they punch the clock and they punch the clock and they punch the clock. For what? A little green?
Little green?
Today's the day to celebrate you. Treat
right.
yourself,
Treat yourself.
worker.
That's right. Don't punch the clock on Punch the Clock Day is
That's
what
exactly
we're
right.
saying.
Celebrate the clock punchers.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever punched an actual time clock in your life?
I have not, but I believe you have.
I have.
I'm going to guess where you have.
Okay.
When
I've
you-
worked a lot of jobs.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess you did. You had to when you worked for the FedEx, UPS.
UPS.
Yeah.
I did have to punch a clock
Yeah.
with UPS. That is not the only time I had to punch a clock.
Did you punch the clock at the airport?
Yes.
Okay.
The airport is when, all right, so UPS, you had a card you swiped, and so it actually wasn't an actual punch. But when I worked
like
at
a
a
digital system.
Yes.
Like signed you in, signed you
Yeah,
out.
that's right. And that was in 2006, 7, so that was, or 7, 8, so that was
not
pretty
bad. UPS.
But in 2002, I worked at a small airport in Columbia, South Carolina, and I had to punch an actual go in. You had to line it up perfect and put it in, and it would pop it, and it would punch it when and it would stamp the time that you went in and the time you went out. It was a physical card. Actually did that. I'm that years old.
Wow.
Actually did it before.
Wow.
True story.
I feel like early on.
Did you ever have an hourly wage job? Like, what? Did you do any of that ever?
Yes, I did. When I did parking tickets downtown.
Oh,
That was hourly.
Gotcha.
And
Can you imagine Brand putting a parking ticket on your car?
Gosh, I always
you're not,
felt-
you're not messing with him.
no, dude, I always felt so bad. I wrote as the least amount of tickets that I possibly could.
Rit wrote.
Like I knew what I had to do to get by.
fewest
Yeah,
number
the
of
fewest.
tickets, yeah.
And basically what I would do is I would go in my rounds. So I would wait as long as possible, but like eventually like you got to move your car.
Yeah, and you
so
yeah.
I would give.
Did you ever come in and they're like, why aren't you writing any tickets?
No.
Okay.
No, I got in trouble once for wearing headphones on the job. I was listening to podcasts, and they're like,
Classic.
"That's a safety hazard."
Yeah,
and I'm
for
like,
sure.
"Whatever, whatever."
We did it.
Yeah, but that was, I think, a digital thing. I would go. I would say at the end of my day, I would go into the computer, and you would like say when you came and when you left.
There you go.
So kind of like a clock. It's a
Hourly. Yeah,
digital
but
clock.
hourly wage.
It's a digital clock. So what we're getting at here, buddy, is don't punch the clock
That's right.
today.
That's right.
Punch it in a sense like I'm not coming in. You know what I mean?
I'm not coming. Like punch
Yeah,
it out.
Like punch it out.
That's right.
Like I'm not coming in today. Treat yourself
Treat
is what
yourself.
we're getting at.
I
That's
love it.
exactly right. How do you treat yourself?
I think this show is how I treat myself.
Aw.
It's one of a kind.
Oh, that's
5
really
a.m.
sweet.
every day.
We want to know what's the worst job you've ever had.
Okay.
We're going to get to that in just a second. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back here on, what's it called?
Take the day off.
Everyone out there,
Take the day off. Throngs of people. We said 4, and there was like it sounded like a mob.
Yeah.
All of them are wearing mics that modulate their voice to sound like a throng of
Yeah.
people. So we have 4 throngs.
We got like a chorus effect on
That's
them.
right. What's the worst job you ever had? Was it the valet? Was it the
Yes.
tickets?
Yes, that's the worst job I've ever had.
Tickets. So it's tough. I worked at McDonald's. I worked at an airport. I was telemarketer for weed control, pest and weed control. I've done a ton of I've worked a lot of jobs. I sold meat out of a freezer for a day.
Yeah, I remember
I worked at UPS middle of the night. But I honestly think the worst job I ever had was landscaping. I did landscaping for a summer. And I was hired as a favor because I needed a job from the telemarketing company. It was a local weed control, pest, whatever. But in the summer, they would aerate lawns.
That weed control.
And I mean, Columbia, South Carolina is the devil's home. The heat index was off the charts. And it was me and 2 Latin American guys who were like, they outworked me by a million. And I was dying every day. And it was sun up to sundown. It was brutal. I'm not opposed to manual labor, but it was brutal, really hard.
The worst day of work is COT, Costa Rica.
Oh, now if that count, now wait a minute. Yeah, that one day that lasted a year.
that lasts a year.
Yeah, when we were in Costa Rica, there were a couple days that were cappuccino though.
And I always like to tell this story. I got fired from Winn-Dixie before I even started. Now, I never actually got fired, but I got hired. I went to orientation, and then they never called me back.
What? How? Once you go to orientation, that's it.
Yeah, I never got scheduled.
Wow.
Now,
I worked at Moe's Southwest Grill.
I will say, after orientation, I wasn't dying to do the job. And so I wasn't actively calling him being like, hey, give me shifts.
I feel like somebody dropped the ball here and it was you. I feel like at the end of orientation, you were supposed to come back at some point or check a schedule, and you never did.
No, here's why I know that that's not the case.
Okay.
I asked a buddy of mine who was at the same orientation, hey, did you get scheduled? And he was like, yeah, they called me and they told me to come in on these dates. So
Something doesn't add up there, Brand.
yeah, so I mean, if it was me, like whatever, like I'm not bummed about
You
it.
still made it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still like to tell the story that I got fired before I started from Winn-Dixie, and that's fair. Listen, those Dixies aren't gonna
Win
win
themselves.
themselves. That's
That's right.
exactly right. Dan, what do we have here? We got a lot of people.
This first one off the bat, Laurie says telemarketing calls for a water cooler company one summer. I made 0 sales, but the hours were good. Laurie, all summer long you made 0 sales and they kept you on? Good gracious. I'm impressed. You got to try to not sell a single water cooler in an entire summer?
Yeah.
I have to get on the Facebook group. I need that story. I just don't water coolers are like $10 a month. Yeah. What? I got to know.
Who said this? Melanie said, working concession stands at Little League games. It's boring and it smelled, but I did get to take leftover mini pizzas home, so it wasn't all bad. That doesn't sound that bad. You get to, you get to hear sorry, it was still on you, Dan, so people just got to watch you for a little bit. You got to hear the nice sound of the crack of the bat. So, and the mini pizzas.
That aluminum bat that they use in the Little League. It's such a great crack. Alonzo says, this is a great, I just can't, man, I wish we could have been there for this. I was a bar back for 2 weekends before I quit. 12-hour shifts, no break, on your feet the whole time, picking up and cleaning glasses, lugging in more ice, the whole 9 yards. Worse, it was a gay piano bar, which means I never need to hear "Get Here" again for as long as I live. That's fantastic, Alonzo.
Susan says, working in TV productions for either Chef Robbie and Co. or Rambug, which was a Brooklyn-based exterminator show that never made it to air.
Rambug? Man, I want that show.
That's good stuff, man.
Good stuff. Nicole says she worked at a law firm. Supervisor was horrible. I quit after she tried to hit me one day. She was 7 months pregnant at the time, too. Real wackadoodle. Wow. Supervisor just tried to hit her. That happened.
Aaron was stuck stalking porn at a video rental store.
Missy Coleman says breakfast waitress at Shoney's. Boy, do you remember the Shoney's?
I do remember.
It's been a long time.
It's a cute bear.
5 a.m. was just way too early to get to go to work. I totally agree. We do it every morning. It's miserable. Dairy Queen, says Linda, cleaning out the grease out of the fryer. Woof.
Ooh, How about this one? Christian says J.C. Penney maintenance. Cleaning the bathrooms are the worst. Use your imaginations. I imagine that the bathrooms at Penny's aren't up to snuff.
A lot of people have telemarketer as theirs. And I got to be honest, my telemarketing job, like Kira Roman says, student loan call center, people do not understand their loans at all. Like my job selling weed pest control and weed control, whatever.
You keep pausing after weed, and it just keeps making me think.
I didn't sell weed. It was the easiest job on the planet. Like I worked like 8 hours a week, and I made just $30-$40 an hour. Like it was easy money. I love selling stuff. It was great. So
how about this one? Corinne said social media for Mars Hill Church and Mark Driscoll.
Oh no,
Corinne,
you win, Corinne.
Email us because I'd love to hear those stories.
Yeah, for sure.
How'd you spend that one?
Boy, Corinne. Yeah, that's a no-brainer there. Man, we got a lot of answers here. Megan says the Disney store at Christmas time was pretty trying, but the worst is when I had a paper route when I was 14. It's almost a stereotype, but there was this one dog who never liked me and would always, I lost the plot. Always growl and bark when I came up to deliver the paper. One day I was riding my bike on the street when the dog ran from its yard and bit my leg while I was still on the bike. I had to get a few stitches. I still have a faint scar, but my mom made me finish my paper route before going to the hospital. That is from the School of Hard Knocks right there. She needed stitches. She had to finish her paper route on her bike.
Brutal.
What?
That's brutal.
Man, that's the worst job.
Genevieve says, working at a call center where we called people to have them do surveys over the phone. That sounds awful. We would get called into the office and talk to if we let the phones ring too long, maybe 5 to 6 rings. That sounds awful. That sounds awful.
That sounds miserable.
Would you like to do this survey?
Yeah. Kathy says, claims adjuster at a mid-sized property and casualty insurer. Oh, wait, that's my current job. Kathy.
Oh, that's good stuff.
So
hey,
good.
we did it, everybody.
We did
Congratulations. Very excited for today. Don't work. Take the day off.
Please do.
Treat yourself.
And
punch the clock back tomorrow or not, because we get another good day for you. And we want to know tomorrow, what's the most annoying instrument?
There is one answer to this.
What's the most annoying
If anyone else gives a different answer, I'm going to be mad. There's one answer. We all know the answer. I will give that to you tomorrow. I do see people have it correct. Most of them do have it correct. Thank God.
Wow.
Yes.
Strong.
That's right.
We're going to get to that tomorrow. But until then, we're going to leave you with the Haku from someone today.
Yeah. You never know.
I don't know who it is.
You never know who could join us.
Until then, take the day off.
I've been handed a sheet of paper, and this says it's from an audience member named Greg. Haikus are my least favorite part of this particular show. Do better, please. Man, Greg, why are you here at 5 in the morning?
You woke up early just
To
to
do
trash
that
the
shit?
haikus.
That's terrible, Greg. Can we get Greg out of here? Get him out.
You'll never see that day.
Who is that? Greg, calm down.